the pandemic's kind of messed up everything, but you released a new album, so that's going pretty good, right?
Yeah, we released the album early September. It's going really good. I mean, it did very, very well, all things considered, and got a great response. And a lot of people, I'm seeing the comments, seem to think that it's our best, which is really fulfilling to hear and to read, because we worked really hard on it through some pretty difficult times.
Right.
That was a lot of fun trying to finish an album and make 2 videos and set it up during a pandemic. That was interesting, to say the least. But
Right.
We got it done, and people really love it.
That's awesome. It's probably my favorite too, man. It's really awesome. It's rocking. It's really good.
Well, good. Yeah, we always try to go in and present the best and produce the best and take people on a bit of a journey.
Yeah.
Instead of a lot of records in the past, it would be almost one-dimensional. Most of the songs would be similar or the same, and Stryper breaks that mold. We really go out of our way to make sure that every song is different.
Right.
And has a different feel and a different vibe, from song to song.
Right. Well, how do you think that this album, though, is different than the previous albums?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of factors. We've got a new bass player,
Right.
Perry, his first album that he's a part of, and vocals as well. So Perry sang with Oz and I and Keith Pittman, and we went out, and it took on a little bit of a different sound with the vocals. It gave it a little bit of a different texture and, different tonal quality. And his bass playing is very different, very solid and in the pocket, and it gave us a different foundation. And then, in terms of songs and production, it's not that it's necessarily super different, but it's definitely set the bar. We're always trying to improve on everything that we do and take things up a notch or a level. And I think that we did that with this album, and different recording techniques and miking techniques and, amps that we use or pickups or guitars that helps the album to sound a little bit better in terms of the audio quality.
Right. And so how did you come up with the title for Even the Devil Believes? How did that come about?
Well, I thought it was a perfect title. I just started working on a song, the music that you hear for that song, and as I was working on it, some reason that title came into my mind. Even the Devil Believes, and it's such a true statement that it doesn't matter if you say you believe. What matters is if you show that you believe.
Right.
Because words just really mean nothing unless there's something behind them. And that was the point of the title. Even the devil believes it, but that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So it's a Stryper sounding title, but yet it makes you think. It doesn't create too much controversy, like goddamn evil.
Right. That brought some controversy, right? From a lot of people.
Right, yeah. I mean, and we knew it. We knew it would. That's not why we chose it.
Yeah.
But we knew that it would. This title, I don't want to say is an easy way out, but it was a little safer.
Yeah.
In terms of getting heat and negative feedback.
Right. So people this time, they were like, they didn't want you to push it again, right? I guess on the title, like you said, like that would bother them or something. I guess. So how long did it take you to record this album?
Well, I started writing it in mid-December of 2019, and I spaced it out and timed it out so it'd be a day per song, and then I'd be able to stop working on the 23rd. So I'd have Christmas Eve off and Christmas Day off. And I spent one day on each song. I finished by the 23rd. And then after Christmas, I kind of went through everything and with fresh ears and listened, made a few tweaks in the arrangements. kick drum patterns and things like that. And then the guys came out here. I think they got out here on January 2nd. And when they came out, we went to work.
Yeah.
And there was no pandemic at that time. So there were no holdups of any kind. We got in at the right time, and we rehearsed here for basically 12 days, a day a song, to just really go through it and tear it down and make any changes. And then we went into Spirit House in mid-January, and we spent roughly 12 days tracking all the basic tracks.
Wow.
So again, a day a song to track all the basic tracks. And when I say basic tracks, everything but the lead vocals and the lead guitar solos. And then we had a fan weekend for a few days, and we all went home and prepped to go to Mexico. We did a Mexico tour, and when we came home, I started singing, and that's when we were into a pandemic.
Right. It had happened all of a sudden, yeah.
Yeah, late February, early March. That's when it was, the poo was hitting the fan, as they say.
Right.
And I started singing. I went into singing mode, so lockdown was no different for me than any other album. And that was about a 2-week process, a day a song. And then Oz did his solos at home. I did my solos, and then we mixed remotely. And that was about a 5 or 6 day process. So when you throw it all into the blender and you mix it up, you probably have a total of about 2, 4, 6, maybe 7 weeks of time.
Wow. And so when you're recording, though, you're coming up with ideas. Do you come up with like a riff first, or lyrics, or how's that work?
Yeah, I always come up with the riff first. It always starts there, either on an acoustic or an electric. And, I get something that I really like that feels right playing it, that I'm tapping my foot to, and I'm thinking, all right, this is cool. And then I'll go into my computer, Easy Drummer, and I'll find a loop that with the drums that feels really good with that riff. And I'll tweak it a little bit. And then once I have that, I start arranging the song with the drum program. So I start building a song, intro, verse, chorus, bridge, all those sections, and I piece them together. That usually takes a couple of hours. And then once I have that done, I will literally record into my phone me going, la, da, 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 with my voice,
right.
Playing a guitar with the drum program, and I'll send that to the guys. That's what they get.
Wow. So they get you going, da, 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 da. And then wow. So that's the basic idea.
Like, that's make the great again. Sometimes I'll have a bit of a lyric or a complete lyric for the hook and the title, but that's what they get.
Awesome.
And they'll listen to that for a week and a half, then they'll come out here and we'll rehearse here for 2 weeks.
That's cool. And speaking of that signature scream that you have, do you have to warm up for that, or is that just, do you ever go skreek and nothing comes out and it's like,
yeah, it's hit and miss, definitely. Sometimes if I'm not warmed up or feeling well, sometimes it won't come out. Other times it will come out. It depends on the shape that my chords are in, or if they're stretched and ready to go. It's definitely hit or miss.
Right.
If I know I'm feeling good on a day, when I do my vocals, sometimes I'll go down and record the high notes first.
Okay.
Because by the end of the day, my voice gets tired.
Yeah.
After singing for, sometimes 7 or 8 hours. Literally, over and over again. Your voice will get a little tired after a while, and often at the end of the day, if I try to do the high notes, I can't because my voice is a little tired. So I usually go down and do those first, and it seems to work.
Right. And you were talking about earlier about controversy, but there's a song on the album called "Middle Finger Messiah." You think that might cause some controversy. Somebody's going to say, "Hey, what are you trying to say?" So, what are you trying to say in that song?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny with that song. I don't really get the controversy at all.
They're just waiting for it, you know. This is
It's
the guys.
so weird.
Yeah.
You just listen to it; it's just another song. It's like there's nothing controversial about it at all to me.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
I don't understand that.
That's good. No good. Last month I had as a guest I had John Schlitt on here talking to him. Are you a fan of John Schlitt?
I am, and I always have been to some degree, but I became an even bigger, much bigger fan once I went over and toured with John in South America.
Awesome.
We did like a little acoustic tour thing, and I got to hang out with him every day and eat dinner with him, and I got to know him, and you know, he's just such a nice guy, such a sweet guy, and funny guy. We laughed a lot and talked a lot. It was just, we had some great times and great memories, and I became a much bigger fan of John the Man.
Awesome. And y'all have the same kind of thing going on with the in the Christian music field, but you don't like to be called a Christian band, right? That's not a label that you
Well,
like.
I mean, I'm proud to be called a Christian, but I don't personally like the label Christian band.
Right.
Because I just believe that that's a label that maybe should not have ever been invented or applied. Because there are a lot of secular songs that are Christian.
Right. That's right.
You know, what makes it Christian?
Right.
And you know, you don't. I've said this 100 times, and I'll say it again because it's a fantastic example. Although some would argue, but it is. You don't go to the Christian section in the phone book, if there is a phone book anymore.
Right.
You don't go say, "Hey, go to the Christian section. Let's try to find a Christian plumber."
Right.
You know, look up a Christian doctor because I want a Christian doctor. It's just, I don't think we're a rock band, you know, that sings about Jesus.
Right. That's
and you have bands like Slayer who sing about the devil, and they're not called a satanic rock band.
This is true.
They're just called a metal band, thrash metal, not Satan metal. There's no Satan tag, no Satan label.
Right.
It just something that I think limits what we're doing and confuses people, you know. Unfortunately, when a lot of people that aren't Christian hear the term Christian, they don't want to listen to it.
Right.
And they don't want to watch it. Like if they hear the term it's a Christian movie, they won't go watch it. They won't go see it.
Right. And that's sad. That's really sad. Yeah.
It is. I just think that it's one of those labels that kind of limits what you're trying to do as a Christian. Right. And that's not to say to be ashamed of your faith. I mean, everybody knows how bold we are, and you know, our proclamation to Christ. I mean, everyone knows it. We've never, ever swept that under the carpet. But I just don't like the term Christian metal band.
Right. That
makes me cringe the same way glam metal band makes me cringe.
Right. Or hair bands or something like that.
Or hair band. We're a rock band. We're a rock band.
Right. Right.
We play rock and roll. We play hard rock. We play metal. You know, that's what we are.
Well, I've heard some of the other interviews, and at least you're not compared to Nicki Minaj, right? No, that's another subject altogether. I'm just saying. No, I'm not going to go.
You mean you were you referring to my Cardi B post? You mean?
Was it? Well, no, Cardi B. I had the wrong singer, I think, in my mind.
Yeah,
that's what it was. It's Cardi B, not Nicki Minaj. I don't keep up.
I made a comment.
I don't really know. But what was that all about?
When her song WAP came out, I couldn't believe the words. And it wasn't so much that I couldn't believe the words, but I couldn't believe the words, and then that it was the #1 song in the country.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what blew my mind. And the reason why it blew my mind is we are a country of hypocrites.
Yes.
Literally. We're all hypocrites, all of us. Because we'll speak out against something, like basically women's rights and not degrading women and respecting women, which is the way it should be.
Yeah.
But yet we'll make a song like that number one.
That's crazy. I know it. It doesn't make sense.
It's the double standard. You can't have it all. You have to stand against something or don't.
Right.
And when you stand up for women's rights and then you make a song like that, number one, you just depleted everything that you've ever said about defending women.
Right. That's right.
Everything. And you're blasting it in your car and you're playing it for other people and you're buying it. It's like, I don't,
yeah.
I'm not comprehending that.
That's crazy. That it's a messed up society when that happens. I mean, it's just, it makes you, question things, how things really are.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And I'm not a prude, man. I listen to all types of music and sometimes explicit music and, stuff with bad lyrics and bad words and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a prude. I don't walk around in this, with this veil on thinking, oh, I don't want to hear that. It's more so that it's the point behind it.
Right.
I have nothing against Cardi B and, talented person. And, it's not to disrespect her. It's just that I don't understand in 2020 when we fight so hard for the rights of women and respecting women. And so they're equal, in the workplace and in all different sorts of ways. Because they're not, and that's sad. And
right.
When you hear that, women make less at a particular job than men do, in the same at the same company, it's like, why? These are things that we have to fight and things that we have to change. But then you make a song like WAP, number one. I could go on and just rant and rave about it, but it just makes no sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. I guess anything goes and musically and just, anything goes at all, I think. And I guess it shows where people's minds are if that's a famous and a popular song, because that means a lot of people like that. Right.
Exactly. Of course, a lot of people like it, and they obviously show that by buying it.
Right.
Same goes for movies.
Right.
But then again, you think about other things. Like, imagine if a song came out that was derogatory and disrespectful towards any number of things that wouldn't fly. African American people.
Right.
Or towards Muslims,
right,
or whatever. Pick any of the above.
Right.
Do you think it would go to number one? No. So why would a song like that go to number one and be so popular amongst all the people in the world? It's mind blowing. So that's why I had to post about it, and I got a lot of grief for it, of course.
Well, that's just, it's just you speaking your mind. And I know that about you too, is on social media, you speak your mind, politically. And, I know a lot of fans are like, they don't agree with that, but you don't change your opinion because that's just who you are. You speak your mind.
I look at it this way. I have a format, I have a page, and I have the right to go and control that page and post what I want to post, and that's what I do. I always try to do so with respect. When I post something about, I'm praying for the president, being Trump, President Trump,
right.
And then people go on my page and they start, spewing vile comments and telling me to go F myself.
That's
when I'm going to start banning and blocking people.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because, that's crossing the line. And people, I think in today's society with social media, people seem to have thrown many times respect out the window.
Yes, they sure have. I mean, that's social media has become that format for everybody to be evil. I mean, it looks like to hurt each other more. It's sad.
Everybody believes, I guess, because they can. They have a page and they have a Instagram account and a Twitter account, and they think because of that, they use the freedom of speech line that they
Yeah.
can go say whatever they want to whomever they want.
Right.
And the thing that they forget about is no, they can't. When you come on my personal page and you say things that I don't want on my page, I'm going to block you and I'm going to ban you. And it's not about freedom of speech at that point in time.
It's like somebody coming to your house and if you want to be a friend of yours, you come in and you're nice. You're not going to be a jerk.
Exactly. But people really like to abuse that freedom of speech line.
Right. And
I have the right. I have the freedom to be a jerk. No, you don't.
Right. I mean, not if it's your page. I mean, if it's you can do what you want to in your page and tell them to take a hike. I mean, it's just,
exactly. And I do that. And it's funny because those people that I've banned and blocked over the years, and there's many of them.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't tell you how many.
Well,
because I don't have the time or day. I'm not going to give them the time or day.
I understand.
And those people go on other pages and say that I'm a false prophet.
Oh, wow.
I'm a hypocrite. I'm not a real Christian. I'm a douchebag. I'm you name it.
Yeah.
You name it. I'm anything you can think of.
That's
they apply to me because I banned them for being rude on my Facebook page.
Exactly.
But that's the world we live in right now. That's the negative side of social media.
But and your music is counteracting. You're trying to counteract that with this positive lyrics, right, in the songs. And I did notice the other day you posted on your page. You said I'm 100% for mandatory vacations.
Yeah.
and there's like a bunch of people who was like, no man, screw you, man. I ain't doing that, man. I'm like.
Yeah, and I do stuff. My daughter and my wife get upset sometimes because they think I'm stirring the pot. I like to laugh.
You are, aren't you? You are stirring. You know what you're doing. And it's funny.
I do know what I'm doing, but I do it to get a laugh. I like to laugh. I'm a prankster.
Yeah, I see that.
I've always been a prankster from the time I was in first grade to now. And it's just who I am. I like to laugh. I enjoy laughing. And I thought, I saw that meme and I thought, this is funny. And I put it up and man, some people got up in arms about it.
I was reading it earlier. They're like, I'm not going to do it. And they're calling you names. I'm like, man, gee, give a guy a break. It's a meme. It's a joke. Learn to read.
I know. And that's what I was saying to everyone. I said, well, like someone would say, no way, man, I'm not doing it. No one's going to tell me what to do. And I said, so you hate vacations? ? And then they'd say, oh, you got me,
Yeah, I'm an idiot. And you're doing I think you had a picture of you on a sumo wrestler or something one time, and your face on different characters on these little. Yeah, that's pretty cool. At least. Yeah,
and a lot of people don't like that as well, and they'll say it's dumb and stick to music, and it's like, man, again, it's my page. If you don't like it, don't follow me. If you do, follow me.
It's cool that you're interacting with fans, and see that's what's so cool, on social media. It's not like you're this jerk that doesn't talk. You're interacting.
Yeah, I love to interact with fans, and it blesses me to be able to interact with fans and to keep them in the loop and updated, to know that I'm making them laugh a little bit, or maybe sometimes I'll say a prayer for people. Yeah. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's serious, but I like to be there, or feel like I'm there for the fans.
Right. Well, that's a good thing these days. And so what you got on the agenda for the fans coming up in the near future? Something they can look forward to.
Well, I just announced this Christmas show. Have that going on the 19th, live stream, and people can get their tickets at tickets.venuenet.live.
Okay.
And it's really cool. So I'm doing that. I'm prepping for that. I wrapped up the Reborn Again album, which I'll be releasing probably in early March of next year. Limited run of CDs and vinyls, all personalized.
Awesome.
And that's basically my old original tracks. So it's not the Stryper tracks.
Okay.
It's not the Stryper album. It's my original demo.
Wow.
And with the original drummer and the original bass player, the original tracks.
Wow. And
I re-recorded some new tracks to go with those. I added solos. I added some high note vocals, some more harmonies, some moog, added some new parts, and it breathed new life into it. And man, it sounds killer. Awesome. Can't wait for people to hear that. I've got a Joe Hoekstra, Nathan James album I start on in January.
Oh, wow.
After that, I'm doing a solo album.
Wow.
Another one with Rat Pack. And after that, I'm doing an album with Alessandro at Frontiers. I don't even know what that's going to be like, but it's going to be awesome. Cool. And then later in the year, I have a Sweet and Lynch album I start on in October. And in between that time, I'm going to be turning in between now and then. I'm going to be working a song at a time with different producers and putting together a worship album.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome.
And something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it's completely different sound, completely different direction. And that's going to be something for fans to expect. Wow. As well. And then we're going to be releasing the Live at Spirit House To Hell with the Devil album.
Wow.
Like we just did, Even the Devil Believes. The To Hell with the Devil is coming soon, early next year.
Awesome.
And what else? What am I forgetting? Stryper acoustic album will be coming out at some point. Man. Yeah, there's a lot. Almost seems like too much going on.
There's never too much. Never too much Stryper, right? Everybody. Yeah.
You know what, man? We're very blessed to be able to not only do the Stryper stuff, but I can do the solo stuff.
Right.
And I'm working on other projects too. I just finished up an album with Tracy Guns.
Awesome.
And that's called Sun Bomb, and that's going to be coming out probably in the next 3 months or so.
Wow.
3 to 4 months.
That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot.
It's crazy, man.
That'll keep them busy for a while, and then hopefully you'll be on tour next year. Hopefully.
You know what? We're hoping and praying that we will be on tour next year. We've got dates on the books, an Australian run, a cruise, a number of other dates, M3, and it's just a matter of right now it looks like those things are going to happen, but we just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Right.
And, those could get moved. I hope not, but they could. And we may not really officially be touring until 2022, but we're hoping to get out there next year and do some touring.
Awesome. Well, until then, may everybody do unto others as they'd have done unto them, right? That's
absolutely,
awesome song,
man. I hope everyone's digging that album and that song and that video. We worked really hard on it, and so far the reception has been remarkable.
It's an awesome video and song, and just everybody is loving it. I've been hearing everybody brag on the album and that song, and I'm thankful for you to take time. I know you're busy with vents and air ducts or something, so I won't keep you or anything.
Hey, buddy, no worries. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and I appreciate it. And all the best to you, and please stay safe, okay?
Yeah, same to you, and Merry Christmas to you, man. I appreciate you.
All right, brother. Merry Christmas, man.
All right, thank you.
God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.